in Sydney. And while it's the lower grade, it'll be one of the more competitive games we have across the 10 we've covered over the last 2 weeks. And it's the Bats taking on Western Suburbs. The Bats have the first foray toward 50, but it's going to be coming straight back. The 10-6 UTS Bats taking on the 13-2 Western Suburbs side. Bit of a turnover at centre wing there. Floating around was Connolly for Wests. High toward half back for the Bats, but some furious attack on the ball there. Pushing over the top was Aaron Convery. Great morning to be playing football here at Blacktown International Sports Park. And there's Big Red, Aiden Braithwaite doing the rucking for Wests. Boys, happy to let things go for the time being. A few blokes just putting their head over the pill, which is what you're going to see. Punch from the Bats, so a double punch. It's West to take this to the paint of 50. Just get a kick to it. Good to see a headband out there for UTS. It's the 14 in Anna Molly. Got some real good notes for the UTS boys. A couple of stitch-ups coming, so what do they say about the headband wearing Lurch, I call him. He's from Galway in Ireland. This is his first year of Australian rules, so they're not sure if it's Lurch on looks or Lurch on the fact that he rarely talks, but the big fella, Big Red here, Aiden Braithwaite, has won himself a free kick, and he's going to be a really big handful for the ruck stocks of UTS. Got some big size on him. The big fella, and he's got a chance to kick the first goal of this Div 5 Grand Final. Just fading away late to the right-hand side. So first behind, first scoring shot. Good crowd in attendance early here at Blacktown. Both sides good travellers, and with UTS in 2 Grand Finals, they'll bring a good crew from the eastern suburbs. All the way out west, and it's the Magpies who go inside 50 once again. A little bit of side of deliberate here, so the UTS boys just got to keep it in for the time being. And it's the Magpies with all the early running. They've scored the one behind so far. Oh, Big Red lays the wood. A good, fair front-on bump from Braithwaite. But into the centre square it goes. Bit of a turnover in the hands of Declan Gamma. But he turned it over, and the Magpies will go inside 50 again. Over the top of it there is Tom Heiberg for UTS. UTS managed to keep it alive. They're going to go down the outer side of Blacktown International Sports Park. Good mark taken there by Casarotto. He goes long toward half forward in the direction of Richard Tulloch. Ends up being bundled. 4 minutes gone in the Div 5 Grand Final. It's Western Suburbs 1, just the one behind. They lead UTS yet to score and haven't really had an inside 50 just yet. So from the boundary throw in, UTS gain probably 20 to 30 metres, but once again it's bundled across the boundary line. Big Aiden Braithwaite doing the rucking again, gets his left mitt to it. Couldn't find a midfielder to get it to. That's Ashton Ryder in 5. Or his hands to it. There's the other ruckman, Tate Putkins for UTS. He's got his work cut out for him against Big Braithwaite. Took a bit of a scrubber, but on the bounce, UTS take it. They go inside 50. Can they get a mark inside 50 and put the first goal on the board? 3-on-2 here for UTS, and they're working it nicely so far. That was a good tackle on Rowing. High kick toward the goal square. Who can put boot on the ball next? We've got a free, gone. Correct disposal. So a massive opportunity for UTS. This will be one of their easiest goals of the day. This is Richard Tulloch, who made to bring it round a little bit on the angle. The overhead specialist Tulloch, he slots it. UTS have their first goal. They lead by 5. Back underway in the centre square. Braithwaite doing the rucky. As he'll do for the majority of the game, the big fella. It's UTS trying to get the clearance, but it's going to come straight back in. That's Barrett. What a good kick. He puts it down the throat of Aaron Convery. As his notes say, it was a good overhead mark and he proved it there. Oh, and isn't he a good kick of the ball? Oh, just short. Gave it a good ride. Yes, and the kick in, just turn it over. 7.5 minutes through the first term, and it's the Bats, 1 straight goal, 2 behinds. The Western Suburbs work themselves into a bit of trouble both sides there, and it's just a kick off the ground. Clearance for UTS. Big fella in the ruck there. Putnam turned it over with an interesting looking handball inside 50. Convery turns nicely, sets it up to the top of the square. Good mark. Matthew Urell. So Urell takes a good mark from the Aaron Convery square up. So Urell in for the first major of the morning for the Magpies. Just pushes it to the right-hand side. So just being a little wasteful in front of goals at the moment. The Magpies. The kicking's not great either, the Bats. Here's an opportunity. 19, just pushed it across. Got a mark. What a good mark taken on the boundary line there. After a bit of consultation with the boundary umpire, it's going to be tossed back in. So the umpire says, I love it. Oh, trouble, trouble, trouble. Trouble for the Bats. Andrew O'Donoghue tried to get himself through 2 tackles. Couldn't get rid of the ball properly, so the umpire says that's a free. And the Magpies with their 4th scoring chance. Pushed and eventually touched through. Can they hit a target with the kick-ins? They haven't been good from the kick-ins. UTS. This one heading toward the boundary line. With a knee in the head there too, so well. No, missed by the boundary throw-in. Comes, kick over the top there from Barrett. He's a good user of the ball. So we set up one inside 50. He's got to defend another of the bats. Been under immense pressure, but haven't put it on the scoreboard just yet. The Magpies at the top of the arc. The hand pass just misses its target, so lose ground and lose ground. But it's going to come back inside 50 once again. Can the mark be taken? It can. Nice leaping mark from the side to the Magpies. And this one directly in front of the post in the hands of Daniel Egan. He's a bit of a ninja warrior, they tell me. He's the West candidate if there was a Sydney AFL edition. Just didn't get enough on the ball earlier. It just comes in off 2 steps here, real slow, elongated walk in, but it does the job. Daniel Egan, he picks up the first goal for the Western Suburbs Magpies. And after 12 minutes in the first quarter, it's Western Suburbs 1-4-10. They lead the Bats 1 straight kick. Back in the centre, the Magpies look like they're going to win another clearance. Barrett for the Magpies there again. He looks like their most prolific midfielder. A nice bumps off the ball, sees the Magpies take it to centre wing. Right on the Pennant Hills logo. Wouldn't they be waking up with a couple of fresh headaches after taking out the Premier Division Grand Final? Bustling through the Magpies. What a good tackle laid there. Not paid though. So Braithwaite, a little trouble there for the 19 in, I'm not sure, because they haven't listed a number 19, which is always handy. Nice tap down from Braithwaite again. Good tackle. Andrew O'Donoghue tried to run through a couple, couldn't do so. He just keeps shoveling it forward. It's a good game plan at the moment by UTS, just shoving the ball forward and forward and forward. After a bit of a scrap, umpire says, "Give it to me, boys." Good attack on the ball there from Matthew Lemmy. Good bump from Convery. Used his size nicely there to try and lay the ball, player off the ball. Tackling pressure really good from both sides at the moment. 14.5 minutes through the first term. And it's Western Suburbs 1-4-10. They lead UTS just the 1 straight kick. Got a free and it's going to go the way of UTS. Phillips Chantois doing well with the ball for UTS. It's a late one too for his troubles, but it's going to come and give it again. It was Long with a booming kick inside 50. They haven't had many of these, UTS. And there's Gamma putting his head over the ball, but the Magpies just managed to defend at the moment. Wrong-footed was Phillips Chantelar, and nice work from Barrett with a booming kick down to half forward. There's Convery again. He's had a good half dozen touches in the early stages, and that'll be a free. No, play on. Play on the call, so UTS can manage just to mop things up and go to Keast. Keast at half back on the broadcast side with a nice kick forward. Good little fend by Taylor. Gets it off, then UTS go inside 50 once again. Who can take a mark? Richard Tulloch's there. He's already picked up a major today. How to get rid of that was all right. Tate Putkins. There's the ball held to him. The big fella's going to have to do the rucking against Big Red, Aiden Braithwaite. And the movable object, Big Braithwaite. Putkins tried to put his hip into him, but Big Red said none of that. So it's the Magpies. Can they come through the centre corridor? Should be nice and baked hard. The cricket pitch area here at Blacktown International Sports Park. That was a high bump, and look at Big Red just toss him around. Little bit ill-disciplined in the end. He's given his team a 50. He copped a couple of bakes from his teammate too. A couple went past him and told him what for. Told him to go have a spell. So what's taken a hard scoring shot has turned it into an easy one. Ashton Ryder picks up a major, and the Bats get back the lead. So Coach Joseph Jefferson-Clyde for the Bats will be pretty pleased with his men so far, and Daniel Coughlin probably just stressed to the boys that it seems like they are on top, but that was ill-disciplined from Big Red, number 88, Aiden Braithwaite. So play on after the centre bounce, and Magpies, well, they get another clearance. What can they do with the ball as it's hacked off the ground by UTS to the outer side of Blacktown International Sports Park? We'll have a boundary throw-in. We're 18 minutes gone in the first quarter, and it's the Western Suburbs Magpies. 1 goal, 4-10. They trail the Bats 2 straight kicks. Nice tap down in the ruck there from Matthew Tuck. Eventually, with the ball going nowhere, umpire says, I'll have it, thanks. Putkins will do some rucking again for UTS as they can just continue to hack the ball forward. Little snap kick by Taylor. Coming through a bit of traffic at UTS. At centre wing, they kick long down, but it's out of bounds. Just unluckily there for Matthew Stokes. 200 gamer down there at Western Suburbs. That's a terrific effort to play that many games of senior footy. Well done to him. So a boundary throw in centre wing. Latter stages of the first term. There's a tight, tough scrap. Ball just being rucked forward by both sides, eventually across the boundary line. Umpires picked up a free here to go the way of UTS, so can they pick up their third major in the shadows of quarter time. Nice long kick and a good strong mark overhead. It's the next kick that gets a little bit harder as the Magpies get numbers back. That can't be taken, and the Magpies will mop up toward the centre square, but looks like it's going to come back through Gamma. A couple of rush kicks don't go very far at all, and that'll be an easy free to pay against Daniel Hulden. The Western Suburbs on the cross. They square that ball nicely toward the broadcast position here at Blacktown International Sports Park. The kick was a falcon on the big fella Convery. Now it's a foot race, and Tom Barrett's there for Wests. He lays a great tackle, unrewarded. On hands and knees he goes, trying to extract the ball. But still in no man's land at the moment. With a free kick the way of UTS here. Peter Kalasa gives away the free kick on an injured Magpies player, and he's grabbing at that foot. So we'll have a little bit of time off here as clutching at the ankle. He's in a fair bit of pain, the young fella. So lull in proceeding. Goals to Daniel Egan, the lone goal scorer for Western Suburbs, while the Bats have 2 goals, Ashton Ryder and Richard Tulloch. First goal was to Richard Tulloch, and then Daniel Egan answered with a nice mark inside 50 to kick a goal from probably about 40 out, and then ill-disciplined play from Branthwaite saw Ashton Ryder pick up the second goal. So the player on his feet for the Magpies. Can put a bit of weight through it, so we might see him back out here later on, get a little re-strap and a couple of Panadol. Play on the call. Long kick inside 50 coming up from Hudson. Nice work. Convery. He takes a good mark. Really good overhead, Convery. Has a bit of reach on him too. So this to bring back the lead. They trail by 2. They trail by 1. Off the woodwork. And that's the siren for the first quarter. Really interesting first quarter in Division 5. It's grand final day here at AFL City. Thanks to X-Blades, and it's the Bats. 2 straight 12. They lead Western Suburbs 1-5-11. Back underway, the second quarter of the Division 5 grand final. And that's what they need back out there. Branthwaite, the big fella, big red. What a good tap ruckman he is at this grade. So the kick, a little bit too much backspin on it. A little bit of a dispute as to whether it was touch. Maybe could have been 50, but Hudson's got the ball for the Magpies. Drives the Magpies long inside 50. Ball at the back of the pack. Hand pass over the top from Egan. Just toward the point post now, and it goes out of bounds. Egan roves the pack nicely. Does he get enough on it? No. Can a mark be taken? No, Convery was there as well, who's been plucking everything that comes toward him. Coming through it for or behind. Kick-ins haven't been good today by UTS. They've got themselves in all sorts of trouble. Ball back underway. Branthwaite, what a good tap. Just flicked it over his head. Can't be taken, so UTS with the ball at centre wing. Now they need the numbers back. Good left foot kick toward the arc of 50. Couldn't be taken by the Magpies player, but he does well just to keep his hands at it, just slow things down and get it out to his outer side. That's Foreman. He'll just go long down the wide. Big Braithwaite all on his lonesome. It'll be hard to bring the big fella down. He just keeps running it along the line. That's all right, just throw it in. Now the big fella will do the rucking. Just punch down straight to the UTS player who they go to centre wing with at the interchange gates. Kept in for once, kept in a second time. Nice work there from Lawrence. Convery snipping around. He lays a really nice tackle. And earns himself a free kick. Convery plays on quickly, top of the square. Mark can't be taken. Want to just rush things there, the Magpies, and eventually it'll be a boundary throw in. All wrapped up. They've had two different ways of getting there. Two straight 12, plays 1-6-12. 3 1/4 minutes through the second quarter. Hands and knees, the boys just hack it forward. Mark won't be paid, didn't go far enough. UTS can just continue to push the ball forward and push the ball forward. Nice tackle there from Paul English for the Magpies over the top to keep the ball in. Branthwaite, look at that. Height and weight size he's got over his opposition ruckman there. They might need to put some better time into the midfield there. Out in front of Barrett. He stops, turns, loops a hand pass back inside. Good pressure coming from UTS. Barrett, his kick smothered. They'll keep running hard at it. Lemmy, Connolly does well. They get a hand pass to the side. And Page just kicks things forward. Oh, good smother. UTS can come out of it at centre wing, although the kick's not a good one. They have the overlap of numbers. Ball spills out the back. That's English for the Magpies trying to kick things forward. Nice little combination of hand passes. These, the Magpies go inside 50. Mark can't be taking the bounce. Favourable. The bounce very favourable for the Magpies, but cooler heads prevail for UTS, so they could just get a couple of hand passes and now a long kick. Outside 50, but it's going to come straight back in. Although that's a good smother. Good pressure from UTS, and there's another smother. So both sides a little scrappy at times, but the kick inside from Branthwaite's good. Egan for a double. Egan's got two. Suburbs 2-6-18, lead the bats 2 straight 12 and we're 5.5 through the second. in the centre, and Branthwaite, he couldn't get his first hand to it, but secondly comes through. Convey takes a mark. No, he doesn't. Puts it down. Evades one. Turns it back inside. Mark can't be taken by Molloy. He's earned himself a free kick. And a Molloy. The Galway boy. Hope you're tuning in from Galway. Beautiful part of the world there in Ireland. Big punch over the top, sees this for a boundary throw in. 6.5 through the second term, and it's the Western Suburbs Magpies. 13-2 season. They just lost out on minor premiership on just 3 percentage points. 3.2 percentage points. So awfully close there with the Camden Cats, and UTS, they knocked off the minor premiers en route to this grand final. So some strong form lines, but it's the Magpies who seem to be building in this second quarter. Hudson with a snap kick round the corner. Ends in the hands of Jacob Lewis. And Lewis with a chance to score the third major for Western Suburbs. Stretch this lead out to 12 points. Jacob Lewis for a captain's goal. Tugged it to the left-hand side. Turnover there by the Magpies. Sees the ball at half back for the Bats. The kick, not a good one. Straight down the throat of Lawrence at centre wing. Just lays a little chip over the top. Skipper couldn't take the mark, and it's UTS who can try and work themselves out of a bit of pressure. Good work from Heiberg. Beats one, couldn't beat a second. It's across the boundary line. Ball not going anywhere after that boundary thrown up, says I'll have it. 2-7-19 to 2 straight 12. Bats haven't scored in this quarter. We're 9.5 minutes, nearly 9.5 minutes through it. Good tackle from behind will the umpire see. Ball, throw it back in, thanks Ashton Ryder. In the strong tackle over the top was Pendamont. Back the ball, spins in. Ryder there again. Second crunching tackle in 2 minutes. On hands and knees and just rucking it forward. Umpire says, that's it, I'll have it. So back underway. Umpire balls it up. Throw. It's a free kick to the Magpies. They're going to send it long inside 50 through Hudson. Getting back there, that's a really nice mark. Backing back with the flight of the ball, so going to come from whence she came. And they can just punch it forward here, the Bats. Oh, big hit. Patrick Mullane had his legs taken out from under him and then he got whacked from over the top. Things just lifting a little in these last couple of minutes. And away we go. Snap kick from Hudson, just gets 30 metres, but it's a mark can't be taken, so the Magpies with a nice kick down the boundary line. turn it inside to Urell. He looks up, wants to go to the square. Can't get there. A couple of bodies on the big fella in Convery. With a kick, they can get it to centre wing here, UTS. Couldn't hold on to it initially. Zottens was dispossessed, and she's coming straight back. Tom Barrett, long inside 50. Mark can't be taken. Good pack of players spoil the ball. Good tackle. Umpire says no time. And there's the big fella in Branthwaite. Tried to lay the tackle. UTS in trouble. They want the free kick. They're not going to get it at the moment. Big Branthwaite just comes bustling through a couple. Now lays a tackle. Free kick the way of the Magpies, and can they start to put some scoreboard pressure on? 2-7-19, plays 2 straight 12. Free kick going the way of Matt Urell. Dead-eye Dick here at the Magpies. Only just a slight angle, he'll have to kick it from all the way from 50. Urell to extend the Magpies lead. Hits it from 49, doesn't come back, no. Punch over the top, still in play. UTS, they didn't rush the behind, they just eventually find themselves having to defend a boundary throw in now. Two-7 plays 2 straight, 7-point lead the way of the Magpies. We're 13 minutes through the second quarter. Low-scoring defensive affair so far. Neither side has really been able to put on a great deal of momentum. Nice work from the Magpies, backing back through a bit of traffic. Little hacked kick forward to big Branthwaite. Snaps around the corner, gets a little bounce, but not fortuitously enough. They keep it in play in that forward pocket. To ground goes Urell. Urell gets it back after some nice pressure acts. It's tight, scrappy, it's tough Division 5 footy. They just need to clear it here, but they're only going to clear it as far as Lawrence. Daniel Lawrence for the Western Suburbs side. Another long kick inside 50. Mark couldn't be taken. Umpire plays play on. UTS kick out towards centre wing. Does it get a good bounce? It does. Can he use his pace there, Lorenzo Nevin? No. Have to get rid of it quick. 3-on-1 come out for the Magpies. There's a 4th one. They can just hack it forward. Is it out of bounds? It is. After the boundary throw, Western Suburbs get the first crack at it. Just gain meterage. Nearly 15 minutes through the second term. Western Suburbs 2-7-19. They take on the Bats and they lead them 2 straight 12. Goals to Egan with 2 goals. Lone multiple goal scorer. Goals for the Bats to Ryder and Tulloch. Inside 50 once again, they're just tacking up these inside 50s. Convery with his head over the ball, dispossessed. Dispossessed in a strong tackle was the skipper. Nice work. So get a little kick over the top and eventually find someone to mark it. Nice work in the lead up there by the skipper Jacob Lewis in 56. Eventually kick over the top. Can they extend the lead here? This is Stephen Hudson for the 3rd goal. Left foot comes in. Umpire doesn't move. 7-point lead becomes a 13-point lead, and the Western Suburbs Magpies extend it with only a couple of minutes to go before halftime. Underway. That's been a hit out for one of the first times today. Branthwaite's been carving him up, but that's a nice kick out in front of Cruz. Cruz with the left foot into the pocket. He's cut off nicely by the Bats defenders. 17 minutes gone in this second term. It's 3-7-25 Western Suburbs. They lead the Bats 2 straight and have not scored in this second quarter. With a couple of hand passes here, pressure on from Phillips Chantolar. The kick can't find a target, which has probably been the story of most of the inside 50s for the Magpies. Kick's not finding their target. And a long kick towards centre wing. Mark can't be taken there by Nevin, but he stays alive. He finds a target upfield, Casarotto. Kick is long, but it can't find a target. And the Magpies get back to defend well. This kick. Casarotto parks underneath it bravely. People coming in from behind. He knew he was going to get cleaned up, and he stood there. Now the skipper just puts his hand out. Takes on the tackle. Umpire says bring it back. Flung back in by the boundary umpire right at centre wing on the AFL logos. What a great Premier Division Grand Final we had yesterday between Sydney Uni and Pennant Hills. A goal to Pennant Hills in the dying minutes. To Matt Carey. They've had a great night last night. 18 and a half gone the second term. Western Suburbs 3-7-25. They lead the Bats 2 straight. Contact sees the free go to UTS. There'll only be a couple of minutes left. Shorter quarters down here in Div 5. We'll have the Div 4 Grand Final and also the Women's Division 1 Grand Final between Wollongong and the Western Magic side. Wollongong Saints taking on the Western Magic. Nice work here for the Magpies. Can they score a goal before half-time? 13-point margin. The biggest of the game. Long inside 50, out the back they go. Free kick with a push. It's going to go to UTS. So the options coming out of defensive 50 haven't been great, the Bats. Just a few hit and hopes. Ball, and they get it. Free kick going to go the way of the Magpies here in the shadows of half-time. It's Convery. Aaron Convery, who's been a very, very good player today. Been one of the best players for Western Suburbs, and he has a chance to kick the Magpies. 4th goal of the day. It's coming back. It's coming back. Umpire does not move. Western Suburbs 4-7-31. Lead the Bats 2 straight. 20 and a half minutes gone in the second term. underway, and there's the siren. The Magpies have kicked clear in the second term. And they lead 4-7-31 over the Bats, who were strong in the first quarter, but did not score a point there in the second. 4-7-31 plays 2 straight 12. We're midway through the Division 5 Grand Final. We'll have it all coming up on the AFL Sydney live stream. Western Suburbs Magpies, 4-7-31. They controlled the second term and they lead the Bats 2 straight 12, who did not score in the second quarter. Can the Magpies go on with it and win themselves a Div 5 title? Or will the Bats find the answers? Oh, good strong play, and that player is hurt from the Magpies. That is the 9 in Peter Grimer, who is just getting up onto his back now, but meanwhile the Magpies go forward and kick the first goal of the second half. Great work from the Magpies to keep just pushing the ball forward. They move to 5-7-37. The Bats still yet to score from after the first term, just a minute through. Having a look at Peter Grimer, he's shook the head to the trainer, said, "I'm all right, leave me alone." It's back in the centre. Can the mids for the Bats gain some ascendancy? Inside 50 here, the bounce favouring UTS. That was Casarotto, got wrong-footed by the bounce of the ball. Hand pass comes out the back, Pat Mullane backs back onto the ball. Hand pass over the top to Nevin, who slung off the ball. The free kick going the way of the Magpies. Can't be taken by the Magpies coming out of their own end. A little bit of work still on the candy at half back. Punched at centre wing. The Bats can just try and find the target by hand. That's high. Free kick will be awarded to English. English just puts it down in front of Strokes, who hits a nice little chip up there to Convery. Long inside 50. Magpies looking dangerous here. Can they find a target in the middle of the 50? Yes, no. Good work to punch the ball out late. But good pressure from the little fella, Daniel Egan. He's having a belter of a game. Ball stays alive, and it's UTS who can mop up, but only for half a second as the kick toward Casarotto was cut off by Roig. Cruz inside 50. Really nice kick to the big fella, Branthwaite. Big red. Marks 50 out. He's going to have to give this an absolute ride from 52 out. Branthwaite looks like it'll fall short. Can anyone take the mark or pick up the crumbs? UTS with the crumbs, and they just knee it along the ground. Branthwaite, what a beautiful tap rugby he is. English couldn't hang on to it. It's UTS who can half run this one out. The kick can't find a target. Lawrence jams it on the boot. We're falling over at a real inopportune time. Would have thought that was ball, so you just put it on the deck. Nice work from Egan. Tapped out a defensive 50 by UTS, and they just run into each other's way there. Lawrence goes hard at the ball. Nice work from Philip Chantelar. Branthwaite with a hand pass. He was looking for Hudson. we've got a tripping free. It'll go the way of the Magpies. Hudson's kick, too good inside 50. That was beautifully well worked. It's in the hands of Matt Urell. He's kicked 31 goals this season. He's the club leader in Div 5. Urell comes in. Looks wayward. Didn't bring his kicking boots with him today. We've got a bit of that. Missed everything. Good kick coming out of their own back end here, marked by Anna Malloy. This kick had too much on it, so it comes straight back. The Magpies just select to switch up the side of the field, working toward the outer side of Blacktown International Sports Park. And the kick was a good one. They stay alive at half forward with possession. Long kick from Page inside 50. It's cut off. The free kick in 50 here is Urell. Gave Putkins a bit of a chokehold, which is never good. It's about 100 metre. It's a 100 metre penalty. Either that or it was the world's longest 50. So, UTS now with a chance to score. It has been a long time in between goals for them. And a goal here would be huge in the context of just piling back on some pressure. Kick not going very far. Tom Heiberg had his hands on it for just a second. Hacked forward by Western Suburbs. Nice work from Foreman, who can turn. His kick partially smothered, so UTS can have a handle at it, although the hand pass had a bit on it. They get the advantage. Hudson, long inside 50. Having himself a game is Aaron Convery. And he's on the end of it again. The crowd like it. So does Convery. 6-7-43 plays 2 straight 12, and the Magpies skip away again. Umpires today, Sam Parkinson and Josh Grave, Gary Forster, and Darcy Forster. I wonder if they're related, I'd say so on the boundary. David Bell and Ethan DeBell are in between the big sticks. The Magpies have kicked clear here in Division 5. Oh, that was an interesting looking tackle, and unfortunately for Declan Gamma, who's whacked again. Put his body on the line numerous occasions today, Gamma. And that was a good one-hander by Mullane. Wheels around onto the right peg. Long inside 50. It's just chopped off. Squaring kick dangerous. Makes Stokes do a bit of work. But they're out again with some numbers. Barrett, he had a great first quarter. Now he goes long to the pain of 50. Egan can't take the mark but stays alive. Pokes it along. Can he break the tackle? No, he can't. Nice work there from Phillips Chantois. Actually rushed across the boundary line. Umpire says you can throw it in. 9.5 minutes gone, third term, and it's Western Suburbs, 6-7-43. They play the Bats. They lead the Bats comprehensively, 2 straight. They haven't scored since quarter time. It needs to be marked urgent. They score next. Ball at ground level, and the skipper there, Jacob Lewis, on hands and knees, locking that ball in. Kick to advantage for Western Suburbs here. Can they make use of another inside 50? He knows where the big sticks are. Just doesn't get enough on it. Convery having himself a game in a grand final. Oh, that's just too good. Too good. They turned it over. Cruz went left foot darting pass inside. He found his teammate in James Pendamont. Side. What's the Bats' avenue to goal? Not that way as they turn it over once again, coming out of the kick-outs. Magpies probably could have spoken to each other a little bit there. Just 3 of them converging at the ball, and none of them got it. That's high. That'll be 50. A little bit clumsy in the marking attempt. It was Andrew Alack. Mark taken there by Lemmy for Western Suburbs, just blazing away inside 50 with the Bats, and they just haven't been able to find an avenue to score. Gone through the third term. Comprehensive 32-point lead coming the way of the Magpies so far. It's the Bats inside 50. Philip Chantois. Long, but to no one in particular. They really switch play nicely, the Magpies. They do so into some open pasture out on the open side of Blacktown International Sports Park. They have a man free on that far side, and it's Daniel Egan, who's had himself a belter of a game. He gets the hand pass off to Barrett. Barrett inside 50, but it's all white. What have we got here? We've got a downfield late free, I think. Going the way of the Magpies. I think Barrett might have been dumped after he kicked it, so it's a downfield free kick, and it's in the hands of the dead-eyed dick there, Matt Urell, and here's a chance to really make the Bats pay. Urell in, dead in front. 45 out. He's got enough on it. The Magpies get their 7th. back underway in the centre. It's the Magpies 7-8-50. They lead the Bats 2 straight 12, and we're 14 and a half minutes through the third term, and the drought continues to go on for UTS scoring. They haven't scored since that first quarter. No mistake here for the Western Suburbs side, coming out of their own defensive 50. Means they might have a chance on goal. Casarotto putting plenty of pressure on. On hands and knees, just trying to pull it away from the opposition. Nice work there from Casarotto. Last year's leading goal kicker for the Bats in Div 5. He's played over 100 games for the Bats. Goal for the Bats. They break the drought. Is it the start? Seven, 8-50. Plays 3 straight 18. 32-point margin, 16 minutes through the third term. Will it be one of the almighty comebacks, or can Western Suburbs kick back? Big Red back into the ruck, that always helps. Look at the service he gives his mids every time he goes into the centre, the big fella. It's the Bats who now have to show a bit of run and carry, but that kick, not good, as there were 3 Magpies, although the umpire says it was on the bounce. Philip Schwartois has to lay the tackle. A little bit of momentum going their way until he rolls out of the tackle nicely. Really well done there from Nelson Canaan. Do they get a bounce? Do they get 2 in a row? They do! Great work from Lorenzo Nevin. Snapped it from 40 out. The lead now 26. 7-8-50 to 4 straight 24. Two in a row for the Bats. This lead cut once again. 32 points comes 26 points, and we're 17 3/4 minutes through the third term. The third goal here, and it'll be warning lights on the bench for the Magpies. The free kick goes to English here. Turns it around the corner. Can they drive a kick? Inside 50. Can they find Convery? They can't. It's over the top of him and Urell. The hand pass is a no-looker. Around the corner, over his shoulder. Not needed when your team leads like it does. Just needed to work a little better move there with Urell as well, their leading goal kicker. To centre wing, and further they go. Free kick to the Bats. They've got a bit of run, they have a little bit of momentum, and the confidence starting to build. Oh, geez, that's a good mark. No, it wasn't, not paid. Ashton Ryder parked himself underneath it bravely, and what a hit that was! What a hit that was! That was fair as well. And unfortunately, that was a bad clash. The hit was from Peter Grimer. Absolutely laid the wood. Oh, and there's a bit of claret there too, so they've had a head knock. So we'll have, I'm sure we'll have a stoppage. That straight off it goes. What a great clash between two tough players. Great work. Brave was Aaron Connolly. Geez, he's been really good today too. In the back line, they'll miss him. A little bit of a graze, so Convery's got to come off to get his graze looked at. Back underway in what's becoming a very entertaining Div 5 Grand Final. If the Bats were to be next to score, she'd really spice some life into this game, but currently the Magpies hold sway. Inside 50 they go, little dribble kick forward from Bassalone. Big Red's hanging around. He wants to pile on a bit of hurt, some hurt on the scoreboard as well. There's a whistle, what way is it going? It's going to go the way of the Bats back in their defensive 50. So Patrick Mullane with the ball. What a great kick coming out of his own end. Pressure will mount once again. 21.25 minutes. The Suburbs have the lead. Back inside it goes. The Magpies through Barrett. Got a good piece of it, but it ends up being out on the full. 7-8-50 plays 4 straight 24. Magpies fans don't like that. They wanted the free kick. But the Bats can repel another inside 54 by the Magpies. And pass, no look over the top to nobody in particular, just to keep it in. That tackle rode high. It'll be a free away of Tom Heiberg from Charlotte, North Carolina. Been a big improver over the season, the Bats tell me. His kick was low and hard. Back underway we go. Couldn't be much longer left in this third term. Quick kick forward for the skipper for the Magpies. Egan sniffing around. Can he get himself a goal from the pocket? Barrett sells a little bit of candy. Over the top to Big Red. Oh, just too far over the top. Now he's in trouble, the big fella. Gets his hand pass out. Had an opportunity, put another goal away. Could have been the nail in the coffin. 7-8-50 plays 4 straight 24. We're 23.75 minutes through the third term. Daniel Coughlin, Joseph Jefferson Clyde thinking about their last address to their players. Free kick to Big Red here. He just used his body really cleverly. worked himself to front position. Earns his side a crucial free kick here in the shadows of three-quarter time. Just pushing it to the right-hand side. Although there's been a player ending up on his backside, that's Urell. So does the behind count? That I'm not sure. Urell's ending up with the free. The behind doesn't seem to have counted. Not entirely sure. So Urell now with a shot on goal. Going to be second time lucky for the Magpies. They missed the previous one. A bit of ill-discipline creeping into the bats. Urell certainly hasn't brought his kicking boots. It's out on the full. Does seem to be a bit of a breeze. It's been a tough spot for plenty of these players to be having a shot on goal from. There's the siren. What an intriguing third term it's been. Western Suburbs. Back underway in the final quarter for the Div 5 Grand Final. And look at that. There's a way to put an exclamation point. Convery straight down his throat immediately. Does that snuff out any sign of a fight back? Go close to winning BOG today, Convery. He slots another one. The big fella up front has been dominant. 8:56 plays 4 straight 24. Less than a minute into the last quarter. Underway and Branthwaite again. Could be a contender for BOG as well. Boy, swings around, it's as I'll have it. Very far, who are eager at the bottom of the pack. He's also another contender for best on ground. Geez, he's been good today. A couple of early goals. Jared Lear down at the bottom of that pack. Lear, he's kicked, smothered off the boot straight away. No outlet for a clearance, although eventually one comes the way of Stokes. Stokes at centre wing, he loses the one-on-one, but he lays a really nice tackle. He's paid a free. I'm not too sure where he's found that from. Long, inside the paint of 50. Go the Magpies once again. Just hacking it forward and hacking it forward. Can they get chain of hand passes on the end of this? No, it's going to come straight back for the Magpies. The skipper rolls a little hand pass around the corner to Cruz. Cruz to the top of the square. Mark can't be taken by Urell, but here's Convery. Wheels around once. Oh, free kick paid. Let's do Yana Molly, sorry. 3 minutes through and it's desperation times for the Bats. They've got to double their score output in this final quarter. What a good mark there from Tom Heiberg. The American goes over the top. A little bit of cramp coming in now. That was Joseph McKernan. Lays a hand pass around the corner, along to the paint of 50. Almost contended there. Tom Barrett, he's had a good first quarter. It was very good, really nice kick of the ball. Once again, they can just get numbers on the outside, the Magpies. With a little bit of speed to burn. Here's the second running bounce. Can he take a third? Inside 50. Urell, puts it down, unbelievably. The big key forward, he probably hasn't dropped a mark like that all season. They can just half mop up at the moment, the Bats. They kick fails, vacant pasture. The big fella, Branthwaite, just puts the hips out and says, try and tackle this. Good run and carry there from Page. And there's a good mark. That's the skipper. He's led from the front all day, Jacob Lewis. He'd be proud of his charges. That was a little short kick that didn't go the required, and then the Bats put the Magpies under plenty of pressure, although that little hack kick wasn't going to do much. Danger times. Convery couldn't pick it up at his bootlaces. But the Bats are going to send it, the Magpies are going to send it back in through Barrett. Couldn't be taken the first time, but on the second occasion, they got hands to it. Egan from 50 to left-hand side. Good contingent of Magpies fans to the left of us on the hill. They'll be pretty pleased with the way their side has played today. They have responded after plenty of pressure in the first quarter. They've been excellent since then. They'll be well-deserved Div 5 winners this year with a 13-2 regular season record. So 5 3/4 minutes through this final term. Another kick inside 50 to Convery. A back position, couldn't get there. The Bats rushing across the boundary line. Ball spins backing away. Branthwaite just missed with the palm of their hand. Just got a little bit of fingers to it. Where's the free kick coming here? There's the whistle high. It's going the way of the Magpies. Ball in the hand there of Jared Lear. Duck, they call him. And he's going to get a chance to get a grand final goal. You can hear the boys chanting duck. Jared Lear comes in off 2 steps. And he gets it. The Magpies will be Div 5 champions for 2017. Nine, 63, plays 4 straight 24 and was 7 3/4 minutes through the last term of Division 5 footy for 2017. Interesting looking hand pass there. Puts the Bats out into some open pasture, but Paul English does well trying to lay a couple of tackles. Barrett's going to get on the end of this if the bounce is kind. It's not, it'll go across the boundary line. Oh, no, stays in and dumping tackle there from Urell. English gets it his boot to ball, inside 50. Some hand passes, but the pressure, you know it's coming. Barrett breaks through one tackle. Long inside 50 to the goal square. Convery! He's had himself a day at Blacktown International Sports Park, Aaron Convery. The Cat, who's great overhead, he's going to pick up another goal. The Duck and now the Cat lining up for consecutive goals for the Magpies. Easy as you like. That's 10 goals now for the Western Suburbs. 10-9, 69 leads 4 straight. 24 halfway through this 4th term. And it's been a dirty day for the Bats, but one Western Suburbs will remember for a long time. Underway in the centre of Blacktown International Sports Park, and it's the Magpies who are going to get the clearance to the outer side of Blacktown they run. Daniel Bassaline has injected some pace into this side out on the wing. With 10 minutes done and dusted in his 4th term. We'll have another boundary throw in. Dominant lead to the Magpies. They've been dominant since the early stages of the 1st term. Unfortunately, since quarter time, the Bats have only been able to put on 2 goals, which hasn't been enough. Convery again. Urell strolls in. Now the floodgates have opened. 3 goals in 3 minutes. The Magpies are making a mess of the Bats. Back underway, 11 minutes gone in the 4th quarter. The Magpies are making a mess of the Bats on grand final day in Division 5, unfortunately. They've been brave for a long time, the Bats, but the forward power is just becoming too strong. Up front, Convery. It's a dynamic duo up front, Urell and Convery. Well, Urell hasn't had a good day kicking the ball. He's lost that one from right in front. Basically an open goal. Now long inside 50. This hasn't happened very much in the second half for the Bats, and the Magpies could just mop up with numbers out the back. A little kick out in front of Barrett. The ball holds for him. Kick partially smothered and head toward the boundary line where it crosses. Andrew umpire says, I'll have it, thanks. Best on ground will be an interesting discussion being had by the selectors. Barrett's been good. Hudson. It's Convery for mine, although Branthwaite, if he just hadn't have given away that ill-disciplined free kick in the 50 earlier in the first half, he'd be right up there, because the tap work he's put on today has been spectacular. Look at this. Open pasture, open field. Drop the mark, worked one way, then the next. Little left foot dabby pass over the top. Little Daniel Egan gets on the end of it. Even Egan's a chance. Having kicked multiple goals out in front. Egan from directly in front. We'll kick it from about 30 out. UTS here get out of their own end all right, but it's centre wing and beyond the struggle. What a month they've had in the final season. Extra time, 2-point win over North Shore in the semi, and a 2-point prelim final win over the minor premiers, the Camden Cats. So what a terrific month they've had. But unfortunately for them, Western Suburbs has just been too big, too strong today. They've been very sharp, skills-wise. Convery again, He doesn't drop a thing, the big fella. Now plays on quickly, squares it up, does the team thing, and Egan has a chance. This time, a little bit closer, but still directly in front. Daniel Egan doesn't miss. He's had a great day today. So was the big fella Aaron Convery, who's just loaded him up a goal. Western Suburbs 12-10-82 lead the Bats 4 straight 24. Get a clearance win here at the Bats, but with numbers behind. Good floating back there from Matthew Lemmy. Plays on quickly now to Barcelona. And equally as quickly, he takes the ball to centre wing. Just got numbers, they're moving in waves here. English inside 50. Who can take a grab? Nobody. Goes to ground level. Skipper Lewis couldn't hang on to it. Will hand pass over the top. They keep it in nicely. Nice work there from Urell on hands and knees, trying to get the ball back to a teammate. They work themselves into plenty of trouble, UTS. The forward 50 pressure, or the defensive 50 pressure by these Magpies forwards has been tremendous today. It's basically the reason we have this result. Lays it off. Everyone wants a goal on grand final day. And Stephen Hudson, they call him the package. Down there at Pick and Oval, he picks himself up a major. With 16 3/4 minutes gone through this final turn. It's the Magpies, 13-10-88. 64 point. They lead by 64 points to the UTS Bats, 4 straight 24. So the ball comes to the right-hand side of your screen toward the edge of the centre square, but look at the run here. Barcelona out in open pasture, delivers an absolute strike to Convery. Ah, beautiful pass. That was a 40-metre bullet to the big fella, Aaron Convery. If he kicks another one here, Convery, he'd almost start engraving his name on the best on ground medal today. This for 14 goals for Western Suburbs. Just pushes it across the face. Unfortunately, misses everything there. 13-10-88. It's 4 straight 24. There's 18 minutes gone in the 4th quarter.
Ball to the outer side of Blacktown International Sports Park, eventually run across the boundary line for a throw-in. It's 70 around from the Magpies' goal. Dispossess the Magpies at half forward, but they'll win it back after the Bats couldn't take clean possession of it. Just this tackling pressure. They'd dead set be leading the tackle count by 30, I reckon, the Magpies. They've tackled their hearts out this morning. They're going to cross things up to Tom Barrett. What a good kick he is. Tries to play on quickly, has to work back off the man on the mark. Now inside 50. The target's Convery, and he reads it the best. Oh, he's had to have taken 8 marks inside 50 today, Convery. All over his head. Tommy Barrett. That was a beautiful kick inside 50. With 19 and a half minutes gone in the fourth term. Aaron Convery lining up for another major. He's got it. And the Magpies lead by 70. Out of the middle again. Convery, the target. Oh, deja vu. Nearly taken the mark in the exact same spot. Big Aaron Convery. Give the man the best on ground. I reckon this is goal number 6 coming up for the big fella. Directly in front for 2 in a minute. He knows the spot well. He knows the spot very well. What a day out Aaron Convery's had today in Div 5. They cracked the ton, 15-10-100 to the Bats, 4 straight 24. Can he get another one, the big fella? He's eaten up goals this afternoon. Tries to break through a tackle, gets the hand pass around. The big fella, Branthwaite, running at it. He gets toe onto it. It's going to go across the boundary line. Approaching the 22-minute mark of the final term. Couldn't be long left. 15-10-100. The Western Suburbs have had an absolute peach on grand final day. The Bats, 4-zip 24. Unfortunately, haven't been able to bring their best today. Player says, give it to me, boys. Good, strong tackle. It's been an absolute feature of the game for the Magpies today. Branthwaite on hands, bending over trying to pick it up. Who's going to say I want the pill here? Urell just sneaks over. He wasn't the closest, but he'll get the kick. Urell from the pocket. Looks like he's going to go traditional drop punt. No, squares it up. Can't find the target though. Got to break through one tackle, Lemmy. Has a ping on goal to the right-hand side after laying off the little hand pass to Adam Green. Just scoots in for a behind. Nice. stayed in play, and then nice work to work a kick back inside. Stephen Cruz is going to have a shot on goal here, the silky left footer. Cruz from directly in front, left foot. Oh, he likes it. The Magpies are just going on with this again and again and again. 16-10-106. They're putting an absolute belting on the bats, 4 straight 24 with 24 minutes through the 4th term.
Back underway in the centre. What a great day it's been here at Blacktown International Sports Park for the Western Suburbs Magpies in Division 5. They've had a great season, finishing the regular season 13-2 and just missing out on a minor premiership by percentage only. And then today, on the biggest stage in Sydney AFL for Div 5, they have turned up, and they have turned up and won. A comprehensive belting in Div 5 to start the final day of Grand Finals in AFL Sydney.
First of all, to UTS, thanks for a very hard-fought game, congratulations and best of luck on next season. Thank you to the umpires and AFL Sydney for putting on this lovely day. And to my boys, all the boys, enjoy this. It's the first premiership for our club since 1996. Special thanks to a few people, Daniel Coughlin, being heart and soul of this team. With Ruben helping me out, and a special thanks to Matt Piper for doing a million. And just the 22 that took the field today, that's all it was. There were so many boys who missed out, And this is to you boys. This is for the whole club, this is for all of us, so I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah, Nicky!
Number 1, Paul English. Number 3, Tom Barrett. Number 6, James Benamon. Number 11, Matt Gorell. Number 14, Stephen Hudson. Number 16, Stephen Page. Number 19, Charles Wheeler. Number 25, Aaron Connolly. Number 26, Kane Coleman. Number 28, Matt Len. Number 31, Daniel Egan. Number 32, Daniel Ballestone. Number 35, Adam Marie. Number 37, Jared Lee. Number 42, Michael Stokes. Number 43, Daniel Lawrence. Number 24, Lynn Rory. Number 21, Andrew Alger. Number 47, Stephen Cruz. Number 53, Aaron Convery. Number 88, Aidan Braithwaite. Number 56, Captain Jack Lewis. Number 4, Shannon Holden.
What is up?
I'll now ask you to present the premiership card to the winning captain and coach.
Back up there. Champions League.